Hey guys, welcome back to another Tech Tip Tuesday. Before we get today's tech tip started, I want you to check out our new 80s shirts. They have a very much inspired by IROC Z logo on the front and then just a simple M on the back. One of my favorite t-shirts, great for summer. Grab yours on your next order. Now back to the video. All right, there's a lot of do-it-yourselfers, do-it-at-home type of people on our channel. So today's video is to help you guys improve the build quality, looks, aesthetics, and make things a little bit easier on you. If you're building a car from scratch, chances are you're gonna have some type of weld bung that you need to install at some point. This is a tip I learned from my buddy Chris Grafton in Kansas City a long time ago, and it's made things look tremendously better and actually a lot easier typically across the board. If you look at a standard weld bung, they typically have a step on them and a shoulder. Some shoulders are big, some shoulders are small, some are in the middle. If you look at the weld bungs that we do, we have kind of a small to medium sized shoulder, and that's designed on purpose because if you're needing to put a bung close to an edge of a surface, having a big shoulder isn't going to necessarily make that very easy, and if you don't have a lathe to turn that down, it can be quite cumbersome. The other reason is that I prefer to weld in weld bungs a specific way because it makes it way cleaner, because I'm a guy that welds, 5, 8, 10 times a year, especially now that I'm working in the office more than I'm working in the shop. And my weld quality might not be perfect. So a lot of times, like if I'm welding on a valve cover or something, I can weld well and it won't leak, it won't crack, but I might not stack the dimes I used to. So this will kind of make things just kind of disappear so that when you open the hood on your car, you're not staring right at a terrible weld right on top of your engine. So I'll show you how to install it. So one tip, you guys probably already know this at home, but look at the wobble in that. Make sure you pick a bit that's slightly undersized because it's probably gonna wobble enough to be oversized slightly. So when you're matching this up, this bit is actually just slightly under, so it'll give me a little bit of room by the time it wobbles, because I'm sure this hole saw has been sitting right here in the shop getting thrown around for a year or two now. So I'll drill this and then I'll show you what we do next. And just so everybody understands, this was a scrap valve cover. I didn't murder a new valve cover for the sake of this video. So after you're all done, you can come back and clean up the backside, but you'll see the shoulder drops right down. And essentially, when we're done, it's gonna continue to look just this clean on top. So that makes things really nice aesthetically. And if you're one for details like me, it's a huge plus. But if you look at the bottom side, this basically sits flush so it doesn't protrude a bunch down. You can basically use whatever technique you want, but your weld is going to exist on this back side, and you can make it as strong as you want, use whatever technique you want, but then when you flip it over, it's going to look just like this. The only thing that you can really mess up at this point is to turn the heat up too high and it'll bleed through the top. That'll obviously be something that's not great to look at. But other than that, it's very simple. As long as you can get to the backside of whatever you're welding, I use this method every single time. Makes for the cleanest outcome, it's plenty strong, and it'll work great. This method works great on everything from cast oil pans to valve covers. It works on steel, it works on aluminum. The main thing, you need to make sure you get enough heat in it to actually fuse it. And a lot of times people will count on fusion welding to be all the strength they need, and they just make the weld look pretty. Sometimes those can crack, so make sure you're adding a little bit of filler material. That typically adds strength to the weld. Do everything you can to get enough penetration to make it a strong weld, even though it's an easy weld. All right guys, I hope this is helpful to you. As much as I like functionality and safety and going fast, I also love things to look really nice when I pop the hood or show somebody, because after all, this is what we put all of our time and money into. We want to be proud of it. So thanks for tuning in. If you have ideas for the next Tech Tip Tuesday, drop them below in the comments. We love to hear from you. That's how we get our ideas for future videos. Until next time, we'll see you later.